ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I've decided to return to my roots and I'm going to be doing a book review. It's going to be kind of more like a rant review thing because I'm very passionate. I have many feelings about this series. I want to kind of just quickly say before we get started here, I uploaded a writing vlog and then I never uploaded another writing vlog. So, yeah, I'm going to be posting part 2 because I have footage. I just never edited it. And I don't want to edit it right now. I don't want to post it. So, like, you know, it's coming along though. So, I'll just give you guys an update about that probably in one of my future videos. But, like, that's what you're wondering. I kind of got in a little rut, but I'm still kind of writing. So that's what you want, guys. No, I'm just kind of listening to see if anyone's going to come upstairs and hear me yelling. So yeah, the book series we're going to be reviewing today. You see with the glare, but that one. A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I might start yelling in this video, and there are people in my house right now. So if I get randomly interrupted or there's a cut, that's why, because I was literally screaming and someone came to ask if I was still mentally intact. I was still mentally sane. But anyway, today I'm going to be reviewing or giving you my opinion on the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So this is a series of fantasy YA novel by Sarah J. Maas. Yeah, I don't have any fans, but don't go attack this woman. Everyone's allowed to like what they like. This series is very addicting, but I would, again, just not put it up there with books that I really like. See that piece of my hair right there? It's just like, it got cut on accident. It looks really bad. Like, anyway, so I'm going to be going like character by character with my feelings, and then I'm going to go in and just give like my final and overall thoughts on the whole series. So first character we're going to be starting with is Feyre. She's a bland, basic bitch. That's all I have to say about her. She's so boring. She's the most boring protagonist I've ever read about, because like she has no agency. She does, except the agency she gets with Tamlin and Rhysand, but like this woman has no agency. She does nothing, and when she does something, it's usually because someone or something prompted her to do it. This woman, I feel like she has no freaking agency. She does show it at times, like she's not like completely like literally does absolutely nothing. There's a character who does do that, who I'll be talking about later, but like she just is so boring. She's more interesting because the characters around her than her actual, like, she's like the Victorious of the book, of like this book series. Like, she's boring, the people around her are interesting, so it kind of makes up for her boring ass personality. She's like every other bitch. She has painting as her hobby because she's like artsy or whatever, and that's like her safe spot or whatever, but like she's boring. She's bland. What I'd say about her. She needs someone's help to do something. When I really think that she would have been a better character if she did more things herself. Okay, moving on. Next character we have is Daddy Rhysand. The epitome of feminism. Women's rights. Just like women's rights. Epitome of feminism. Your man, he could step on your man. He would step on your man. Because you have a choice. He wants you to know you have a choice. I was bewildered. A fictional fantasy man who believes in women's rights. Fuck that shit. Literally got a notification, whatever. Fuck that shit. He was, okay. He was like epitome of feminism or whatever. Like, everyone's like, oh my god, he gave Feyre a choice, something that someone else could never do, but like he gave Feyre a choice. She was allowed to think. Bare necessities, the barest of necessities. Like, no. For so many reasons this annoyed me. Because they literally made Tamlin, they used this to make Tamlin look bad so that he would be brought up. Because the only way they could think to make Rhys better than Tamlin was by saying that by letting him say that he was giving Feyre a choice. That was literally it. And then it sounds, the way that it read was like manipulation. Like he was like, he would literally be like he'd be like, it's a stupid choice, but it's your choice. Like, you're making the wrong decision, but like, it's your choice. I won't force you to do nothing. And she'd be like, yeah, he really cares about my feelings. Like, I know whatever I told him to do, he would do. But then she just did what he wanted anyway. Like, what? It was so annoying because the only way they could think to make Rhys look like a good character was make him do the barest necessities that Tamlin didn't do. He's low-key a bully though. Like, I feel like because we only see the way he like interacts with like Feyre and his friends, he looks like the world's best boyfriend award, but he like sucks. He literally sucks. The way he treats everyone who's not his core group of friends is horrible. The way he went to, okay, in this book, when he went to Tamlin's house during the winter solstice thingy, whatever, and he was like, and he was all like, just went to his house. Rhys went to his house to call him out. He was like, he went to his house. He went to this man's house and was like, fuck you. He went to his house and he was like, fuck you. He was like, I was like, what? Why would you just go to this man's house? Like, yeah, he hurt Feyre, but they're clearly, it's none of your business. Like, the situation does not concern you, but he has to insert himself in all of Feyre's business. It's really annoying. Yeah, not feminism. He's mean, rude as hell to everybody. And like, you know, not Under the Mountain, but like the Court of Nightmares. Why does he have to be rude in there? Like, I just don't get it. He's like, oh, we're being rude to them because they were always rude to us. Like, I get Moore's family. You can be rude to Moore's family, but like everyone under the mountain who maybe they didn't do, like, there's probably kids in there. Like, why you gotta be so rude to everybody? But like, you know, feminism and human rights. Yeah, I didn't like his character at all, if you can't tell. And then we have Tamlin. I'm gonna make some people mad here, but hear me out. Justice for Tamlin. And no, I do not support abusive relationships or domestic abuse or anything like that. Like, that's bad. But I feel like the way Sarah J. Maas the way that Sarah J. Maas used PTSD to make this man a bad character, like, she was trying so hard to make Rhys look like a good character, but she had to make Tamlin look bad. Like, his PTSD, like, Feyre has PTSD. Like, all the characters in the main cast all have PTSD from something. But they had to take Tamlin's PTSD and turn it into abuse. He was the only character that she did that with. To this extent. And it's like, she just was looking for a reason to break them up. And I don't, like, this is a quick, like, side rant about her Sarah J. Maas relationships. Because I just read Throne of Glass, which is her other series. She loves to do this thing where she, like, has a couple that you think is going to be the end game, breaks them up, and then gives you, like, a new couple. And it's like, I like that she gives her character's exes, and then, like, they have to deal with that and navigate that. I don't like the way she does it, because every single time it's an abusive relationship. I've only read Throne of Glass, so I can't say how the rest of it's going to go, but from what I've heard and where it looks like it's going, I don't like how she tries to make the only reason that she can think for two characters to break up is abuse. And it's like, there's so many different routes you could take that would make more sense for the characters than to break up because of abuse. So why couldn't you have them both be suffering from PTSD and then just, like, be like, you know, we're not right for each other right now, and then just have it be like that, and then break up, and then she goes with Rhysand. Like, I don't know, that like really, I don't like the way she does relationships. Anyway, the turnover between her breaking up with like, Tamlin and Rhysand was like very quick, and I feel like it was a little bit underdeveloped in a way. Okay, sorry, I keep thinking people are gonna walk in on me yelling about a book, so I'm trying to be a little more quiet in here. So yeah, I didn't like the way that she represented PTSD as that, is it like really, lighting is getting really bad. Holy shit. Wait. I'm gonna fix the lighting really quick. Okay, sorry, I had to fix the lighting because it was looking like really bad on camera, so I had to like fix that really quickly. So yeah, his personality didn't really. Okay, anyways, moving on. Now we're going to go on to Lucian. Does nothing. He does nothing the entire series except for the second half of the third book. This man did nothing the entire time. He did nothing, and he's just like, the only personality trait like he's really shown this entire series is Elaine is my queen. I have thoughts on Elaine, but like, he's boring. He's like Feyre, like he doesn't do anything, but like worse than Feyre because nothing is happening to him, and when it does happen to him, someone else does something. He does literally nothing, and his character is boring, and yeah, he only played a small role, like until the end of the third book, but he played a small role like in actions, but like a bigger role in people's emotions. He was the worst best friend 2020. Imagine being voted worst best friend of 2020. Like, he sucked, both to Feyre and to Tamlin. His two people who considered him friends trashed both of them because he was horrible. He saw everything, not just with Tamlin, but also with Feyre. Both of them saw them deteriorating and did nothing. He was a bystander. He did absolutely nothing. He did not think to like help or do anything, whether to help Feyre or help Tamlin. He did nothing to help either of them. He does nothing. He betrays Tamlin for Feyre, but then is mad at Feyre because he betrayed Tamlin. Now their friendship is ruined. But like, I have kind of like some sympathy for him because like he's only been surrounded in a world with his brothers where like they were always like fighting for power and stuff like that. So like, and he was always kind of bottom of the barrel because he was like the last born or whatever. So like them fighting for whatever, I guess kind of like leaked into his personal relationships, and that's why he can't like being loyal. Not even being loyal, but like friendships and relationships with people are hard for him. So I have some sympathy, but like he still sucks. He's boring. He does nothing. Does absolutely nothing. So now we're going to be moving on to Azriel. This man can't do his job right. Okay, I've been needing to rant about this forever. Like since I finished the series, I just need someone who I can yell about this to. This man can't do his job. When we got introduced to Azriel in A Court of Mist and Fury, and why is this? He's supposed to be the spy master. That's what he's getting paid for, is to be a spy master, but he can't spy for shit. Like in A Court of Mist and Fury, when he's supposed to be spying on those queens, the mortal queens or whatever, why he can't do it? He can't do it. He could not get into their palace. He could not get into their anything, their security, their whatever. He literally could not do anything. In A Court of Wings and Ruin, he was supposed to spy on Eros or like whatever the fire boy's name was, and got caught. The only time his spy missions go well are when he has his other spies go on the mission. But anytime Azriel actually has to do his job, he does it badly. Unless it's fighting, he cannot do this. He cannot do his job right. Name me one instance in the entire 3 books plus the novella where he did his job right. himself. Not one of the other spies doing it. Himself. You can't. Because he can't do his job. But he is the hottest bat boy. The bat boys, I'll give it that much. I'll say it because it's like an easy name for them. The bat boys or whatever. Out of him, Cassian, and Rhysand, he is the cutest bat boy. At least from what fan art sketches I've seen, he's the cutest bat boy. Also, he knows when to shut the hell up. He knows when to keep his mouth closed. He doesn't talk, he doesn't do anything. When he does talk, he says something stupid. Or something stupid like attacking the guy that beat up more. But actually, no, full rights, he can do that, I don't care. He sucked, he was annoying too. But like, he knows when to shut the hell up. He's also, according to, okay, this has been bothering me for so long. You know in that part where, I think was it Amryn and Moore, they're like, oh, you can tell how big an Illyrian's schlong is if by the size of their wingspan. They have bat wings, they're bat-like wings. To able to fly a full-grown man, do you know how big their wings would have to be? I know that they're like a little taller and a little like longer than most humans, but like your schlong is not this big. Your schlong is not this big because it can't be that big. Feyre's a liar. She's lying about how big it is. But if what they're saying is true, which I don't believe, then Azriel would have the biggest schlong because they said he has the biggest wingspan. So that's all I have to say about Azriel. Moving on to Cassian. Seek therapy. Go to therapy. Go to therapy. Why do you only want the one girl in the story that's mean to you? I get it, probably because Sarah J. Maas likes to pair all of her characters up when some people could just be single and be fine. But like, she had to pair them up. I'm like, this is toxic. It's so toxic. She doesn't want to be with you, but you keep wanting to be with her, blah, blah, blah. It's like, stop. Cut it out. Seek therapy. And I have this like theory that the reason that Cassian wants Nesta is because he thinks that she's all that he can he deserves her treating him poorly. And I don't remember this man's backstory at all. I don't remember his backstory. I don't remember Azriel's backstory. Like very, very barely. Like I don't remember anything other than he was like a castaway from his camp or whatever. So like I don't know, I don't know, some psychological issues, but anyway, seek therapy, Cassian. Okay, so next we have Nesta. Mean bitch energy. Mean girl energy. That's all that mean girl energy only. Please seek therapy. But like, she is low-key a bad bitch in A Court of Wings and Ruin, but like, she's so mean. She's actually a horrible person. She's mean to everybody. And she can't be nice to Cassian or to her family at all. And it's like, I would like agree with her being kind of like a bitch if it was post A Court of Mist and Fury. I can agree with her, like the way that she kind of acts post A Court of Mist and Fury. I can agree with the way that she acts post A Court of Mist and Fury and pre A Court of Frost and Starlight. I can agree with how she acts like in this book, kind of, which is like all completely trauma based. But like the way she's been treating Feyre like shit, and she's been treating Feyre like shit since A Court of Thorns, since before A Court of Thorns was like, she's been treating her sisters like trash forever. So like, I don't have respect. Like, why were you so mean to her? And I'm like, what was it that made you so mean to her? What was it? Because like, I don't understand. Like, she was a child. She was like 6 when their mother died, and she was like mean to her. And you let this girl go hunt food for you when you were perfectly capable. And she let this like what 9-year-old girl go out into the woods alone. Like, no, you suck. You're a horrible sister. But I kind of do feel like she's the only character who's truly different, and that the way that she... That was the noise complaint. Hey. The way that she expresses her emotions are so different from all the other characters. Like, she actually gets, like... She reacts to, like, not like how a normal person would react, but like just different. Like, she gets angry, she gets upset, she like reacts by going, she like, you know how Feyre took kind of like, they're both after in the court of Frost and Starlight, you see Nesta go down the same path Feyre went in A Court of Mist and Fury, where they're both depressed after severe trauma. And Nesta kind of turns to addiction and like kind of what most people, not most people, but like what a lot of people go through when they've been something traumatic. And Feyre kind of like goes through like a different kind of depression before she reaches like, she finds like Rhys and gets like all happy again. Well, not all happy again, but like starts to heal from her trauma. And we haven't seen Nesta heal from her trauma once this entire series. And I'm kind of interested about how they're going to do that in A Court of Silver and Flames, because it's just gonna be different, you know. But I like that her character is like different from like what Feyre and Nesta are, and like all the other characters. Honestly, she's different. She and Tamlin both, the way they deal with their trauma is kind of different, but like, yeah, we don't stay in abusive relationships though. Okay, so the next character I have is Elaine. Why you always crying? Why you always crying? Why you always crying? Why is every character that's named Elaine or Elena from the freaking Vampire Diaries, every edit I've ever seen of Elena, she's always crying. Always crying. Same with Elaine. They treat her like a baby, like an actual like small child. She's not a child. They treat her like an infant, like something they need to like protect, like this. I know that's how they kind of feel about her, but I kind of wish she would get some, what's the word I'm looking for? When you move, when you do things with your own brain, like everyone just protect Elaine. She's a little baby. No, she's not. She's a grown woman. I feel like people forget this about Elaine, especially. I always think that Feyre's the oldest, Nesta's the middle child, and like Elaine's the baby. Like when it's completely opposite order. Like Elaine is a grown woman. She's like 22, I think. Like how she's like 2 years. I don't know how much the age gap, but she's like, Nesta's like 26 probably. Elaine's like 22. Why are they acting like chill? Why is she acting like a child? Like an actual baby. Like, not even like she's acting, like she's like, people like spoon feed her, like she's gonna start like going on the floor and weeping. And I'm like, she also dealt with her trauma in a very different way. Like Feyre, Nesta, Elaine dealt with her trauma in very different ways. And I'm like, they just don't have respect for anyone that just goes through trauma in the way that's not linear. If their trauma is not linear, it doesn't exist to me. Like, their trauma always has to be linear. If it can't go from point A to point B and start really depressed and then go all the way up, it's like they can't do that. So like when Nesta went kind of up, like she started like here, went down here, went up here, and then went down like really far. Like, they can't accept the fact that like her healing isn't linear, and they don't know. And it's like, I don't like how they baby this woman. Like, you know when she was like seeing stuff and hearing stuff and stuff like that, they treated her like she was fucking insane. Like, she was like they treated her like she was like a lost cause. And I'm like, she went into a cauldron, this magical everything cauldron, came out, and you just had no clue that she could have magic. You just automatically assume that she's like losing it, and that she's not, that she could have like, her character annoys me. The way that people treat her character annoys me too. So the next character, we only have 2 more characters. We have Mor. Why 6 pages? Why did the coming out monologue have to be 6 pages? Why was it 6 pages? It did not need to be six pages. And the way they explain, okay, my main issues with Moore, I like her character. I think her character is very pretty and has like her own actions, like, and emotions. Like, she is has like an emotional palette, I'll say that much. But the way that Sarah J. Maas explained her bisexuality, because she is attracted to males and females, is that she like she prefers females over males, but still like does stuff like with males to hide the fact that she prefers females, but also because she enjoys it. And I'm like, sometimes I know some people who will, well, I don't know anyone personally, but like I've heard a lot of people will like sleep with men just to hide the fact that they are attracted to women. And it's like, if that was her reasoning, then okay, but like, is she still, she's attracted to them, but she sleeps with them to hide the fact that she's attracted to women, but also because she actually likes them. And it's like, it was not, I understand what she was trying to do, but it was like kind of not confusing, but like I don't know, it was a weird explanation to me, but yeah, I still love her. She was a baddie. She fought in the wars, did her own thing. Like, she had a brain. She had a whole brain all by herself, and I'm really happy about that. I liked her character. There's nothing wrong with her character. It just didn't really stand out to me. It was like normal, average, but like not basic. Like Dayra. Anyway, that's the last character we have actually is Amren. She is what Nesta wanted to be. She is what Nesta thinks that she is. Amren is an actual bad bitch. She's an actual baddie. She kind of like sucks sometimes though, but like she actually has her own brain, will do what she wants, can separate from the group, and like does her own thing. Amren's a bad bitch, has her own action, does what she wants when she wants, fucks her boyfriend in front of everybody, and says nothing about it. And what about it? What about it? She literally will start making out with Valerian and will be like, what about it? And what about it? She is a bad bitch. She's what Nesta wanted to be. Okay, now we're moving on to my overall and final thoughts on the series. Where were the black people? Where were the people of color? No, there were people of color, but there were no black people in this series. I swear not once did she ever say anyone was black. And when you know that Court of Thorns and Roses coloring book? White. It's covered in colonizers. There's no black people in this book. So that's like always a problem for me. Like, you can't have this whole huge world and not one black person. Yeah, the series was kind of predictable. It was very, if you want to get out of a reading stint, it's a series that I would recommend for that. It's very quick pace. It's like dramatic and whatever. Like, it's a fun read, but it's not a good read. Something can be fun and you can enjoy reading it without it actually being like a quality piece of Twilight, a quality piece of work. I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but anyway, let's go about those scenes. Yeah, they were like meh. They were like all like meh and like over dramatic and very cinematically thought out, and I'm like pretty sure that's not how it works. And then we have what was A Court of Frost and Stars? What was that scene? What was that? Why in her brain they like banged in the brain. He banged her in her brain. Talk about a mind, but like, yeah. That scene made absolutely no sense. That's probably why it destroyed him. So like, yeah, that whole, it's a So, I'm just literally rambling now because I don't know what I'm going to say anymore. Yeah, the last thing I'm going to bring up is that it's marketed as a YA. It's not a YA. Nothing with that much graphic should be labeled as YA ever. Don't read this if you're a young kid. I shouldn't be talking, but like, yeah. Okay, so hi, it's me. I'm editing. I just wanted to pop in for my like final thoughts on the series about that horrible end to the first book. 'Cause I never mentioned it and I hated it so much. How everything was solved with love, true love. We're not in elementary school. Like, the answer to save you all, love. Like, what was that? She like, love died, and I'm like, no. Trash, garbage, trash, garbage. What was that? I was so mad. I'm like, I did not read this whole book to end with the power of love. Yeah, that just really annoyed me. I wanted to include it. Read. Like, it's fun. It'll get you out of a reading slump for sure. So yeah, I'd give it like a 4 out of 10. It was like okay. Out of stars, I'd probably give it like a 2. The whole series, like a 2 out of 10. Like 2 or 3, 2.5 out of 10. Like out of 5. But like, yeah, it was like an okay read, but like it was fun to read. That's what I'll say about it. So yeah, that concludes the end of this video. I just literally spoke nothing for the last like 5 minutes, but like, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I had to make this video because I needed to yell about all of the stuff I've been building up inside my chest. Yeah. I'm tired now and I'm hungry and I'm thirsty because I talked so much. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry for not posting anything, but this is just what I wanted to post. So I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. So I'll see you later. Bye. Stay safe.